Hey everyone, how's it going? Today's video is going to be about Season 4 and it being a bit meh. So if you didn't know already, Matt Good did win on server 12. We did win. It was anticlimactic. I didn't really share anything. I do get it and I do apologise anyone that was waiting for that final Season 4 video. But nothing else happened really. We did win. I have to say though, we only won with only 24 hours left. 24 hours after we got Frodo to Mount Doom, full corruption happened. So we only had 24 hours. So you saw that we were quite comfortable. And yeah, that's what happened. But this is going to be about Season 4, about it being a bit poop and what I thought about it. It was just a bit meh. But I want to say this is only my opinion. It's not here to make everyone hate the game, make everyone hate the season, shout at the developers. It's not that. It's just me sharing my opinions on things I did and didn't like. And then hopefully the developers can make sure they take that into account in future seasons. How did your Season 4 go though? Did you enjoy it? Did you think it was the worst of the seasons? What did you like about it? What did you hate about it? Tell me about your Season 4 in the comment section below. I'd be love to hear what you've got to say. We're going to go over good points first. And the biggest one that everyone did like about Season 4 is the idea of the new objective. I was sick of fighting over the ring. Dollar was just boring. We were sick of fighting it. Where was it? Over here. Dol Guldur. We were bored of fighting it. 3 seasons, all fighting over the same location was boring. It was great to have Frodo come and to take the ring to Mount Doom. Something else to be sort of looking at, planning for, bit more strategic stuff around that. So I loved the new objective bit and I want new objectives going forward. Just not good versus evil, but we'll go on to that in a second. New commanders, I want to say, them releasing new commanders is great. So they released a couple of new commanders at the start of the season. We had, it was Falcon, and there was another one, I'm sure there was, Falcon and Treebeard. Great, really enjoyed that they're releasing commanders. But we're going to go on to what I don't like about them, but they need to keep doing this, keeping it fresh, and keep changing the meta. These commanders didn't quite hit the mark. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And the last thing I loved about the season, I know it's only 3 points about good, but the last thing I loved is having your fellowship being across different factions. So you could have a fellowship that was in Loth, Gondor and Rohan, and it wouldn't be a problem. It was absolutely fine. But again, I'm going to mention a couple of points of things they did wrong on that. It was a great concept, a great idea, and allowed you to be a bit more strategic kind of thing and having more tier 4s at your disposal in your teams. Love the idea of that, just didn't quite hit the mark. So concept was good, just not quite delivered as I expected on it. So they're my good points. Now we're going to go on to the bad points. There's a few more of these, but we'll run through them. And like I said, this is only my opinion, just what I think they could be improving for next time. I didn't enjoy no diplomacy. The biggest thing I didn't like was the good versus evil all the time. Okay, which meant no diplomacy is a point in this. So fighting evil all the time, what do you run into? You run into Sauron's, you run into Witch King, you run into Armored Sauron, and Khaldun. Okay, and that's all you're running into repeatedly, non-stop fighting the same people with the same army compositions with very similar gear. It's always the same. And once good is more powerful than evil, or evil is more powerful than good, then there's no diplomacy. You can't go, oh, I'll trade you this region for that one. I'll take this, you take that. Let's have a ceasefire for a week while I attack this person over here. It's just straight up, just 1 versus 1. So I didn't like that we couldn't use diplomacy. We couldn't make new friends and strategy, and it lacked a lot of the strategy for me. It was just an all-out war of just smacking each other as hard as possible, which I did dislike, and I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight another Witch King for another season, to be honest with you. I don't want to fight a Witch King. I don't want to fight a Sauron. I don't want to fight Khaldun. I just am bored of them. I don't want to fight any more of them. I'm sure evil, you're thinking the same. You don't want to fight Dwellings. You don't want to fight more Gandalf the Greys. Yawn, don't want to fight them. So I'm hoping we can have just a season of just I'm fighting good next season, and that's what I'm hoping for anyway. But we shall see what happens. I feel like I forgot how the game actually works. Season 4 has broke my mind for that. As I talked before, really love that they're releasing commanders. However, there's no power creep. People who play these games before, sort of gacha kind of games, new commanders, heroes, whatever you do with characters, usually get some kind of power creep where when they release new commanders, they are more powerful than ones previous. Okay, why they do this is because it always keeps it fresh. It always keeps the meta changing, and it always keeps sort of like it just keeps people hooked. That they keep wanting to spending money. They keep wanting to pull those new commanders. I have to say, everything I've seen that's from the new commanders is there's nothing special, nothing exciting. Like I want something exciting. Maybe I have to just play them next season just for a laugh. But I might just switch it up next season. But I don't like there's no power creep. I'm not feeling that they're more powerful than the others we currently have, and all we're doing is seeing the same commanders, and that is the problem, massive problem that they need to avoid, and they need to release some better characters, 100%. Other things I also don't like, we talked about the fellowships being able to go on cross factions, which is awesome. However, the minus siege damage was annoying as hell. So if we, if I was personally Rohan this season, if we took Central Mirkwood, brilliant. All our Rohan players of the Fellowship don't get a siege penalty. However, if there was one Rohan player and everyone else Gondor, and the Rohan player got the final hit, and there was other enemies in that region still, the 99 players of Gondor would get a minus 70% siege damage in their own region. Like, not in their region, but in Rohan's region. So all the Gondorians wouldn't be able to do siege damage to the settlements that are around it, etc. It's stupid. It's stupid. If you've made it 2 teams, you've made it good versus evil, just make it so you can just do good versus evil, and you don't get the minus 70% in any good faction, any good land. We can move we can put fortresses anywhere, brill. We can put our settlements anywhere, but just make it so there's no siege penalty. It was very annoying. It did cause a lot of problems for myself and a lot of players, and it was very annoying, and I hope they do remove that for the future RP seasons, because this won't be the last RP season. I just hope they remove it for next time. 2 other things that I personally really want. I want a map expansion. I want over here. I want to put some lands on here. I know you're trying to fix state of law and whatnot. I don't think they'll change the map, but I do want map expansions, and I do want all the units changing. So there's no reason. I don't understand why we don't just take some units out and add some new ones in next season or something. So in here, let's remove some of the tier 3s. Let's remove some of the tier 2s. Or change some of the tier 4s. Change some of the tier 3s. Anything. Bowmen, elves. Make sure everyone's got 2 abilities. Put some on. Remove some abilities. Why has he only got 1? Why have Harold's only got 1 still? Give him 2. Why have they got 3? Remove one of them for a laugh. Remove one of the lacerations. Change up the meta. Make it different. Rebalance things. And just keep the game moving. And letting people think of new plans. But yeah, I really could be dying for some new units next season. 100%. Last thing was the bag end change they did. So bag end is a great idea. However, sitting in bag end for weeks on end is stupid idea. And the second fact is that you can only play over 100 players is silly. I didn't like the mega powerful groups of 400, I have to say. But there should be a group of 100. There should be, 200. I think there should be a group of 200. You should be able to combine 2, at least queue with another fellowship. So say we wanted to queue with Pain. We've had 2 seasons together winning. So we message Pain and say, listen Pain, let's queue together. Let's play next season together, because it seems like we're working well. Something like that would be absolutely brilliant. I would love it, but yeah. 100 players has caused a lot of people to lose friends, etc. And it sucked. Didn't like the idea of that. It should be better, and we should be able to queue up in groups of about 200. I don't think they'll change that anytime soon, and I don't think they'll stop us sitting in there for several weeks being bored. So hopefully I can get some content out, some commander guides, etc. over the next 2 weeks, whilst we're just sitting in Bag End, just chilling. Gone over just over 10 minutes. I wanted 10 minutes for the video max. So if you did like it, like and subscribe. If not, just don't dislike it. That's not good. But just thanks very much for the support. Appreciate it. I'm going to try and make some more content, and let us know how your season 4 went, and let us know in the comment section how it went. So catch you later. See you later, guys.